Part 4 of our script breakdown, which is what you do and say when you get pulled over.
And why we use every line of the script and why it's based in law.
Okay, let's do a quick review. When the first comes up, what do you say, big brother?
Why'd you pull me over?
And when they start asking questions.
I'm not discussing my day.
And they keep asking questions.
Am I being detained or am I free to go?
And if detained, what do you have to say? That's where we're at.
I invoke the fifth. And this is why we have to say it.
I invoke the fifth. Once you hear those words, you're being detained, you have to say, I invoke the fifth. And you have to say it because the Supreme Court said so. There was a case where somebody was being interrogated and for like 15 hours. Didn't say a word. And then they asked him, like, where's the shotgun or some question about the murder weapon. And what'd he do?
He went like, you know, when you're a kid and you're guilty and you turn your head and like, no. They actually used that against him in court. Anything you say or do will be used against you. That's why you have the right to the attorney before any further questioning. And what happened was they used that against him. The defendant appealed it, saying that he invoked his right
to silence
by being silent. Supreme Court came back and said, nope, you have to say, I invoke the fifth. If you don't say it and are just silent, that doesn't invoke it. That does not invoke the fifth. So that's why you have to say, I invoke the fifth.
And the words they use, the Supreme Court, explicitly. You have to explicitly state it so there's no confusion. You must say, I invoke the fifth. Have we said that enough? We can't say it enough because you have to say it to make sure. And you don't have to wait for the cop to read you those Miranda rights that we talked about in the last video.
The Miranda rights are only there based on case law when is required to tell you about your rights. Before they're required to, they can do anything they want, lie to you, talk to you, get you to say whatever they can get you to say, admit, whatever. So don't get it twisted that you know, they didn't give me my Miranda rights and they didn't tell me. They don't have to until you're being detained under a custodial
interrogation.
And
here's the other thing with those Miranda rights. Forget about them. Forget it. It doesn't matter because what we're teaching you about invoking the fifth, and as you all know, coming in the next video, keeping your mouth shut, that is going to be the best way to protect and preserve your rights. So I invoke the fifth is something that you are able to say at any time. You live and breathe with your right to remain silent. You don't have to have a cop read you your rights like you're some kindergartner and you don't understand things. No, you have that right to remain silent. You don't care about the Miranda rights because you're going to invoke that fifth right from the beginning and keep your mouth shut when that cop asks you questions. The only thing coming out of your mouth when you get pulled over are these words that we've been teaching you in these last series of videos. Let's do a quick review of what we've got so far, big brother. What do you say when the cop first pulls you over?
Why'd you pull me over?
And when cop starts asking any questions?
I'm not discussing my day.
And they keep asking questions?
Am I being detained or am I free to go?
And if detained, what do you have to say?
I invoke the fifth.
And then, what do you do? We're going to cover that in the last video.